Hello everyone and welcome back to Squeedlebox. Today we'll be introducing the Manniple Studio Breaking Bad Deluxe version. And before introducing the toys, as usual, let's grab something to drink. So here's today's special Death in the Afternoon, mixed with vermouth and a little bit of champagne. Hope you like it. Let's grab the drink, sit tight, and get the party started. And first things first, the packaging. It's a yellowish anti-chemical suit color with the sign of a bee resembling Mr. White's chemical material. And upon opening, you will get Mr. White and Jesse Pinkman with a whole bunch of accessories. And I must say they come with the right price, considering it's their largest set by far. And now here's everything that comes along with the box, a lot of accessories with great head sculpt and modified body. They've even got you this really iconic chicken nugget flavor seasonings. And without further ado, let's start with the bodies. So this time, they've really modified the body well. The strength of the joints is neither too tight nor too loose. And this time, all of the clothing are made of chemical fabric, so you won't have to worry about any snagging or scratching. And the lateral raise of both arms could reach easily 90 degrees. Furthermore, thanks to the double joint at the elbow and the thinner material of the clothing, the elbow bending could reach nearly 180 degrees. However, there is something I'm less satisfied about. They've used a hard upper chest, so the forced leaning angle is greatly weakened, only has about 15 degrees, making it hard to accomplish kneeling positions. However, it does has a great back leaning angle. Like, frankly speaking, it's even better than most of the Spider-Man action figures that I got. And they didn't just stop there. This time, the whole figure has a great side turning angles, making it easily to do some of the actions from the episodes where Jesse Pinkman sitting on the sofa looking backwards. And moving on to the lower body articulation. So the strength of the joints are a little bit stronger than the upper body, could make a 90-degree sidekick with ease. However, the boots do restrict the ankle articulation, yet the forekick could reach a perfect 90 degrees. Finally, they have made some progress, and you could always open it up a little bit, so no worries for sitting positions. And talking about that, thanks to the double joints at the knees, the knee bending angle could reach easily 180 degrees. But there are some drawbacks. As I was saying, apart from basically no ankle articulation, it has very little back kick. If they use soft materials on the hips, it's gonna be better. Next is time for everyone's favorite, the head sculpt. Manniple Studio have done some great head sculpt in the past, and this time I think they've really nailed it. Jesse's head sculpt has been newly molded, and Mr. White has been using the same mold from their last product. I'll try to avoid the chaotic ones and only show you the best in my channel. Coming up next, all the accessories and exchangeable hands. If you ask me how well they've done with the exchangeable hands this time, I would say that it looks fine, but they greatly restricted the articulation at the wrists. I mean, sure, they've used a soft material, and the holding posture do looks fine. All the wrinkles and all the textures looks amazing, but do remember that 6-inch figures are not only for having a great look when displaying, but also about playing. So overall, yes, it looks okay, but they could have done better, so we don't have to use the hot wind every time. Now it's time for the accessories. The first thing is the barrel that's been using to hold the honey essence. The only thing that I'm less satisfied about it is this dye gap that's been running through the whole picture. It will look significantly better if they have deal with it pre-hand before printing the sign on it. Next one is this table that Mr. White and Jesse has been doing experiment on it. Painting job was greatly done, giving it a shiny and metallic texture. However, there is something that worth pondering. Here's a desk of another product that I bought years ago, and they look exactly the same. From molding to coloring, well, you could look up a little bit to see if there's any stories behind them. And next, here is one of the most iconic features from the TV episode. The blue eyes. Bluish and shattered looks fantastic. And next is one of those ordinary test tubes. You got 5 of them in the pack. And don't forget the little mortar. It also comes along with a grinding rod. You could always pour some blue eyes into it, but never put them into your mouth. So here's the large bottle that's been using to pour methylamine. However, the thing is a whole piece, so you can't open up the cap, but you can make some mark on it just like Mr. White does. So since we're already doing blue eyes, do remember to put on your masks. Although the overall of the mask was made of soft material, but they do have some great detail, and it has great transparency. But I'll have to say that there are some parts coming off from each of them that I had, and I got a response from a couple of my friends that they do share the same problem. Don't forget to check out yours after you get your hands on it. I hope they will do better at quality control next time. And next are those chemical apparatus that Mr. White had been using from time to time. I will have to admit that they have great transparency and looks marvelous under the light, but still there's an obvious dye gap. Yet considering that it's a shared problem for almost every transparent plastic piece, I think Manniple had done a great job this time. And you also got this test tube holder with the same kind of metallic painting as the table, and I prefer just to keep all my test tubes onto it just in case. We're all trying to avoid the scenario when there's a wind blowing up and just swipe all of your small accessories onto the ground. Finally, we've reached the last stage of making the blue eyes. We use a scratcher to scratch all the products into pieces and shovel them into packages. But do be careful not to drop them on the ground, for it might be easily damaged. And I really like the painting job they've done with this scratcher, with great detail done, and the painting work is neat and clean. And of course, as usual, we do have these glasses of Mr. White. They've used photo etching parts to ensure the sharpness and thinness. And apart from the glasses, there's a rope that he's been using when doing experiments. There's no wires in the strings, but you could easily tie them together behind the figures. It's strong enough to hold into position. And much to my surprise, the texture they've chosen this time was thin enough it will fit perfectly on the figure. And plus, there's no thread residue if you look at them from the back. It will make a perfect material for the capes of superheroes. And before we put this video to an end, height comparison. It's a medical scale body, so it will be a little bit taller than SH figure and Mayfix, but you will have no problem to cope it with medicals or other clothed figures, so go ahead and have fun with them. Hope you enjoyed today's video, and if you like it, do not forget to share, like, and subscribe. Be seeing you next time.